Hi and welcome to Bruce. Come on in. Here we've got our mosquito netting, just magnets to close and open that up, and when you're not using it you can just magnet it to the wall. We've got a double-sized bed that lengthwise fits 186 centimeters, no problem for me. Up here we have our 3 cupboards, open with the plastic and then push to open. Again, make sure when you're driving you push that close and then close the latch. There's 3 cupboards along the top. We've got 2 down below. This one you can see is a different system. Just pull it across, push to open. And that's where we store sort of kitchen items. Good place to store your food down below as well. So close that, make sure it's always closed when you're driving. Same goes with the bottom, push to open. More kitchen items down here as well. More cupboard space, we've got 4 drawers, same system. Make sure the latches are always closed. And if they do come off, just pop the latch straight back on. We've got a cupboard up here to store clothes, push to open. This one's a little bit more difficult to open. You've got to get it at an angle, and then you can store all your hanging clothes up the top. Again, push to close. Make sure the latches are on both ends. Also a spot up here to hang jackets, really useful when you're on the go. We've got a couple more drawers here. Latch opens, push. That's where we store all the cutlery, table mats, and tea towel. Then over here we've got another one with the latch. It's already open. Open that up. Here below we have all our items like dishwashing liquid, insect spray, etc. You just open that up like that, slide it out. It's going to be heavy when you do take it out, so just be careful. Make sure you're safe when you pull that out. Nice and easy. Tip it outside, and then you can see it sits right there on the railings. So to put it back on, slide it straight back on, and then make sure this goes straight inside the center. Really important, or else you're going to have water leakage. So make sure that's secure there. And again, push to close, latch over. Last drawer at the bottom, you can store things down here as well. Make sure that's always closed. That's all the cupboard space. All right, so here we have our fridge. To open this fridge, we recommend that you open it from the center. So if you pull it open that way, that's our fridge with plenty of storage space. As you can see, it's got the little freezer section up the top, and this does come all the way open. And to close the fridge, make sure it's completely back in. While we're here, he's got the time and temperature light switches here, so I can close all of those lights there. And you can see at the moment we just have the fairy lights on. They can stay on. Recommended to use those at night, which is nice. Again, we can open up all those lights. The bottom one here is a light that can rotate. We recommend it for outside, but you can choose, you can direct it inside as well. Over here we have the USB portal, good for charging phones. There's 2 spots here. This here is to measure how much water is in the tank. So if you push this button here, really useful. You can see that the 2 tanks are currently full. As they start to empty, these lights will go down, and then you'll end up with a red light. That will indicate when you need to refill the tanks under the van. Over here we have our fan remote sitting right conveniently by the bedside. You'll realize how important that is in summer. So to put the fan on, to turn the fan on, just hit the on button. That's currently on. Off. And if I go on again, the air can either go in or out. But to change the dial, you can press air in and air out, and to go up in speed and to go down in speed. So while sleeping overnight, it's nice to have it on, say, about 20%. Okay, we can turn that off. Make sure it's always off when driving. Just by the bedside, as I was saying, we've got the fan remote, always good to put it back into its place. We've also got power board system here, maximum 400 watts, great for charging your laptops, etc. We've also got a little bit of storage space here, nice to put your phone, pop it in the charging portal, and you can sit it right in there. All right, over here we've got a little comfy chair, nice to sit on when it's raining outside. If you open this up, inside lies our cooktop and gas bottle. So nice and easy to use in there. Behind this pillows is our table, so you can pull that table straight out. Nice small little table, easy to open, just pull the legs out. Over here we've got our curtains for privacy, so while you're in the van, especially at night, best to keep those curtains closed. Now there is a gap on the side, unfortunately, which we couldn't avoid. Best is to stick it on that little Velcro and tuck it in behind the chair just to give maximum privacy. Same thing on this side. You can stick it right where that Velcro is for the curtain, and that will give you that privacy. Cut.
And I'll show you through to the cockpit. As you can see, it's a 2-seater. Driver's seat over here, passenger seat here, which has a cool little feature that allows us to rotate the chair, just making sure the curtain's out of the way. Pressing down on the orange lever that we have here unlocks the device, and then just using your feet to spin around. From here we then can go back, just using our legs again, and that'll lock into place, and that's nice and handy. Often at night time we'll actually come through the front door to enter the van, simply because it's easy to lock the van from the outside. If you want to follow me to the back of the van, we have lots of space for storage at the moment. We have some extra lights for outdoors that you can control under here. We have a little table that you can cook on just up here. So using these two levers underneath, brings it up and down. Often we like to cook on our barbecue or our stove top. And we'll have our cooktop up here with a gas bottle underneath. Or we might even just use this for a prep table and then have our gas stove on a separate table. Well then, when we pack it up, bring this down, bring it back in. On the way back in, just making sure the hose or the snake pops back in. Sometimes it'll go like that. Just make sure it's nice and straight. Okay, through here we have all the electricals that you won't have to worry about. But we do have all our safety switches and our circuit board in there, as well as the controls for the water pumps. The only two that you might worry about is to turn off the water bilge pumps. The two center ones here. If you do notice the pumps are running overnight due to low water, I recommend turning these off, and then when you need water pressure you can just turn them back on. In here we have some extra storage. We provide a bit of a camping light that's nice and handy. We've got a picnic rug that'll come in handy, some first aid equipment, and a fire blanket. Under here we provide, if needed, we've got some camping chairs, as well as a really handy small table that we actually use inside the van when needed, and a 4 kilogram gas tank, which is access to what's inside, as well as the fire extinguisher. Looking onto this door here, in summer it actually comes in quite handy if you need a bit of a shower, rinse off. It's not a hot shower, it's a nice cold shower, but we can just use this here and we'll give ourselves a bit of a shower. Making sure it's turned off after use, it'll drain out for a few minutes. So just don't close it all straight away. Popping that back in, bit of a tangly mess, and then get that locked up again. And that'll show you from the back, you can see a whole view of the van. Closing this up nice and tight. While this door does open up the whole way, due to the shower system, it's only what opens up to 90 degrees. The last thing I'll show you is how to fill up water. Using the 10 meter hose we have kept in that storage compartment, you can come around, connect one end under here, and the other end Depending on the outlet, we do have a few options. We've got a few options you can connect to this side that you'll be able to plug into any park tap or even a campsite tap. So it's nice and easy. Turn on the water, let it run until you see some drops coming out. That just means the water's reached the air valves at the top. Then you can switch it off knowing that you're full. You can check that again inside with our water level sensor. So this is our awning. It's a bit old, so it's got a bit of a soft touch. It actually doesn't unscrew properly at the beginning, so alternating from pulling, you have to do this about 4 or 5 times. Once, 3 times around. So this comes out to 2 meters. Once you get to about this level, you can pop this out. That leg comes down like that, rotates around, and this screw here allows you to adjust the height. So this will tighten the extra leg, keeping it the right length, and then you can loosen it to bring it back up, tightening it up again. Same on both sides, and then once we pop it back, this will pop in. Key to note, the foot actually goes in this way, so with its flat side against the metal. Then over here, this will lock it into place by pushing that in. It's very easy to have the foot this way, and that'll actually stop it from closing properly. So always make sure the foot is flat against there, and then push down there. Then locking up a lot easier, it'll actually go all the way. Keep this nice and handy in the back of the van.
Hi, we hope you enjoyed the tour of Bruce. If you're interested in hiring Bruce from Sydney and going on a little trip, then check out our Camperify link attached. We hope you enjoy it.